worries, man. I appreciate it. I'll be all right, though. All right. I know. All right. I'm ready. Let's get going. All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Green White Checkered TV. Tonight is the regular season finale of the Sunday Night Super Speedway Truck Series back here at Daytona International Speedway. So after tonight, top 12 in points are going to be the ones advancing to the 4-race playoff. So we'll have to see who those 12 drivers will be. So a lot to play for here on the line, but as always, 75 laps are scheduled distance, 1 fast repair available for these drivers, and of course 3 green-white checkers should those come into play. So with that, I'll say we know kind of the regular stuff, but what we got to do is look at the point standings going into tonight. So right now it's Eric Laurie in the top spot with Dude Conrad right behind him, Bud Steele, Patrick Groover there tied with Rick Sanchez. Those are the top 5 in points. Probably feeling pretty safe, truth be told. I think they're still not locked in, but I'll say they should be in a pretty good position. Corey Buskirk there, Jason Bogart, Vicente Guerrero, Ryan Decker, Brendan Briggs, Seth Groover, and then right now a tie for 12th between Jim Brooks and Kevin Freeze. Jim currently holds the tiebreaker with a second place finish over the thirds. I think Kevin had 2 thirds. However, also looking in the list here, and I actually don't see Kevin here tonight, so that will be a non-issue. Gabe Butler, I'll say he's been kind of taking care of his wife, so he's not here this evening as well. And of course, Gabe Jeannie, giving you all our love, wishing you the best. So then you got to drop down to a Nick Wing right there, and it's a bit of a margin, honestly, Matt, to get to Nick there. He is 54 out of the lead. Or actually, I apologize, missed Adam Kilday. Let me see. Adam's here tonight. Adam Kilday, he's 52 out of the lead. Compared to 29 for Jim Brooks. I mean, he'd have to gain 25 points if my bad math is right. I think my bad math is wrong. But anyway, he has to gain a big chunk on Jim here, Matt, to try to be able to jump into that top 12. So pending maybe drivers that aren't here tonight, they might drop a little lower. We'll have to wait and see. And again, there is the 1 drop week, so you can see right now a lot of these guys with 7 starts showing their 6 best races. And so of course after tonight will show their best 7 out of 8 if they've made, of course, all 7 races. Like you see Jason Bogart, Vicente Guerrero showing 6 because they have missed a race. Kevin Freeze had made 5, so unfortunately he already had one where he wasn't making it. So Matt, we'll have to see how it all shakes out. Iker, hope you are doing well, sir. Good evening. So we got just over 20 trucks here tonight. Qualifying's just about completed here. Got about another 30 seconds or so. But it'll be interesting to see if any strategy differentials or changes just with the playoff picture coming up.
Speaking of drops, are you good this week?
Huh?
Oh, remember a little connection last week.
Oh yeah, here's hoping. I put a new battery in the battery backup, so fingers crossed. All's well there. Finally, I had to reorder and get another one because it literally just got lost, unfortunately. So that was not ideal. But like I said, I appreciated you covering for me and trying to do the best you could in a very difficult position
Awkward position.
Yeah,
because I don't have the fancy doohickeys you got. But speaking of drops, I'm having severe weather in the area. I might be the one dropping. So anyway, I think we're done qualifying.
Yep, qualifying has just completed. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull up our starting grid for tonight, as it will be Everett Lane on pole by 1,000th of a second over Dean Wilkinson. They got Dude Conrad, Jack Walls there in row number 2. Bud Steele, Eric Laurie, Adam Kilday, Ryan Decker, and Tom Dixon and Rick Sanchez are top 10. Then you got Jason Bogart, Nick Wing, 11th and 12th. Continuing on down here, you've got then Jacob Lee, Frank Ranger Jr., Fareed Ayuso, Corey Buskirk, of those that did put down a qualifying lap. And then you see 17th, Patrick Groover, first of those not to qualify, along with Jim Brooks, Giovanni Acapinti, Seth Groover, and Brandon Briggs in that 21st position. right, so just waiting for a couple more trucks here to finish the grid, and then these guys will roll off for their pace lap, and then we will get underway here for the regular season finale. And then, of course, like I said, then we'll go into the 4-race playoff. So, and again, also need to mention we will be off on Tuesday and Thursday. Just unfortunately, lack of broadcaster availability. So, in the kind of wanting to give everybody the best show we can, say just pushing everything back just a week to be able to make sure we get all these things broadcasted for you all. So, apologies, but yeah, say unfortunately, real world getting in the way of this one tonight, this week. All right, pace car's just about to roll. There it goes. Matt, these trucks usually a little worse on fuel mileage than the Xfinity cars on Thursday night, so not sure if it's going to be a 3-stopper or if it's going to even maybe need the 4th stop. I want to say these guys can go kind of in the high teens in the fuel number. I don't know if they can actually get to lap 20 or more, so it's going to be interesting to see, yeah, the fuel mileage and kind of the strategies that could be afloat here tonight. However, like you mentioned, on that front row, you got that 24 of Everett Lane. Next to him is Dean Wilkinson. They are going to start 1-2. And again, right now sitting there in that 3rd spot, Dude Conrad. I say he is going to be, he is one that's in a really, really good points position in that 8 truck. So he and Eric Laurie, like I said, top 2 in the points. So great job by those 2 guys. Kind of leading the way for their team with, unfortunately, some missed races for both Kevin and Gabe for kind of vacations, and of course just taking care of Gabe taking care of his wife and just being an all-around awesome husband and person. So we'll see how everything shakes out here, but we still got some racing to do tonight to see who gets into that top 12. So there are 21 trucks here this evening. I'm saying I've been kind of poking around. Does look like we have a fair number of trucks here working together. We got a lot of 2-truck teams in the Discord from what I'm seeing. But again, a lot of these guys, they're familiar with one another. So if they lose a teammate, they'll have somebody they'll be able to tag onto. So a lot of help, a lot of potentials. So yeah, we're gonna see how it all shakes out here in just a moment, because that pace car is just about to make the left off of the racing surface. And as they come to the green flag, we are underway here tonight at Daytona. Everett Lane leading the inside line, Dean Wilkinson to the outside, into turn 1 for the first time. And as always, Matt, usually advantage to the inside lane, shorter distance around the track. But then the outside lane, here comes the surge from that outside on that exit. Dean Wilkinson's going to just nose ahead here. But once more, may not be enough to clear. No, definitely will not be enough to clear. They'll continue to stay side by side here through 3 and 4.
I do apologize for my little bit of absence. It was, Kevin Freeze and we're still thinking of Gabe there. My thoughts and prayers to him and his family. Hope he's doing well. Gabe, if you're out there listening, wish you well, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I mean, he wants to be out here, but I'd say job right now is him being a great husband, taking care of Jeannie while she's going through some stuff. But like I said, she's back home. That's the most important thing. And yeah, so, but yeah, like I said, giving him all our love and to both of them, and I say hope that she starts getting full better here as soon as possible.
Likewise. Meanwhile, that outside line's not really ticking. Well, as you see, 2 of the 3 of the Boondocker teams are on the bottom line, all hooked together. They run together a lot. Real good communication.
Yeah, these guys work very, very well together. I say so, and that's the thing is Everett's right now. He's got a great pusher in Dude Conrad. Say, of course, Dean's got a great one there as well with Jack Walls to his outside. So, and again, I think right now these guys not really pushing the issue too much. Still very, very early on in this one. And again, these guys really usually like to make the difference in these races during the pit stop cycle. So I don't think we'll see too many big moves early on, but at some point, eventually that track position game is going to come into play, and these guys are going to want to get to the front. So, yeah, we'll have to see how that shakes out. Caitlin, as I hope you are doing well. Yeah, I hope Ryan's head does come out of his butt and he can some good points here tonight. And you got me. And then Belva, say good to see you. Right now, Rick's kind of, I think, cruise control there in that number 5 truck. But again, we can expect to see him further up here, but I think same thing. He's just biding his time, and the great part is he's got his teammate there in the 85. Apologies, Adam Kilday right in front of him. So they've got themselves together. So if and when they need to make some strategy happen, they can. But look at Dean there. We're talking about the inside lane. Outside got organized. Oh, big bump there. He saw Dean get a little loose from that push. And so now he clears the inside line, which leaves Jack Walls and Eric Laurie running the outside lane together.
Come on, Caitlin. You got to root for your man. I don't hear no hollers out in the chat. He's sitting there lurking in, I guess, 6th spot, 4th car on the bottom lane. Looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, he's in a good position. He's up 2 to 3 spots, depending on kind of how the ebb and flow goes. But again, right now he's kind of in that perfect fuel saving spot as well, where he can just run the inside line. You can see he's leaving maybe a half a truck length off the 8. Probably not running this thing foot to the floor. Unfortunately, we don't get to see throttle input, so we can't tell you how much throttle is or is not being used. But I say, look at that inside line though. Talk about Roswell now too. You got them three in a row there: the 48, the 28, and the 85, all lined up on that inside line.
Look at those the brothers in the back. Look at them come up to the field, and they are just marching. I'm talking about the Gruber brothers. They're 32 into 54. Are they going to make it 3? No, they're not.
I don't think yet. But yeah, if there's a couple drivers who will be the first to try to jump up there and try to get to the front, be it three wide or not, yeah, these two would be ones to watch there, Patrick and Seth Gruber. Again, probably one of the best duos I would say we have in the league. I say it sounds a little silly because it seems like they can just kind of whatever the one's doing, the other one already knows it ahead of time, kind of a thing. Yeah. And the joke in that one is these are twin brothers, so a lot of times twins usually have kind of that special bond and that special just like understanding between them. So, well, maybe that comes in on the racing side as well. But yeah, they always put on a really good show with the two of them. Right now, looking a little further back here, a couple guys that are just cruising early on here. Jason Bogart, he's just chilling right now in that number 10 truck. He's got Jacob Lee right behind him. Those two are working together. Dean looks like he's had enough fun up front. He's going to drop to the inside here, but he's going to have to try to find some room as things get really dicey in that whole process.
Looks like...
Oh, Frank Ranger Jr.
Ranger's in the grass.
Yeah, I think that whole checkup may have put Frank... Oh, and he spun around here. Wrecked. Yeah, we're going to go back close on Frank here. Oh, yeah, it was a huge checkup. Corey got into the back of Frank, and yeah, it was just that accordion effect, unfortunately. And, oh, man, yeah. And so, unfortunately, Frank off track by himself. That's why the yellow didn't come out. Corey as well. So, yeah, two of the blind squirrels here getting the worst of it, Matt, in that whole little section. And this is a harder track to do that than Talladega, because here you definitely can't run foot to the floor during that section. So right now, obviously, those two getting the worst of it. Dean's at risk, but I think he's going to be okay. He's now closing back into Jim Brooks there. So right now, kind of a little bit mixed bag, like I said. But what I was about to mention before all that kind of kicked off is we had a handful of trucks here just kind of cruising in the very back right now. Again, just waiting, letting the double wide stuff happen, and yeah, going from there. So unfortunately, like I said, just that accordion effect got the worst of Frank there and Corey, and just, yeah, it's unfortunately some of those things happen from time to time. So there's that risk and reward, of course, Matt, of being up front, being in the back. Up front, there's obviously the aggressive driving danger of contact. In the back, if there's an incident that doesn't bring out a yellow, you could lose the draft. So you kind of got to pick your what's your battle and what you are most concerned about almost in these races on the strategy side.
Well, meanwhile, as you were talking about that, we have a new leader. Well,
Yeah, Tom
momentarily.
Dixon. Well, I say, but yeah, no, he was up front there. Tom Dixon. I say he's made some big gains there at 411, kind of somewhere between 6 and 7 positions gained there at time to time. But now Patrick giving him a huge push on that outside lane for Everett. Everett's going to go back to the point. But also, I say we talked about the brothers there, but tagging right along with them here, we'll hop on board with that number 81 here of Brandon Briggs. Say he's now rolling that. He's been rolling that top side with these guys really well, and so the three of them started towards the back with each other, but they're all working their way to the front here. Plus 16, 17, and 16 for the three of them. So, like I said, these guys making really good gains early on. Jason Bogart and looks like Jacob Lee, they said, you know what, let's go ahead and hop up top there as well. So I'll say, again, a lot of teammates here working together. And then again, one of the newer faces to the league there, you got Farid Ayuso. I saw, where'd he go? I saw Iker pop in here, rooting him on. So yeah, so right now he is right outside the top 10 currently. But again, though, I feel like Farid, though, I feel like he has done a pretty good job of getting familiar with these guys, the thing is, he's not one that's just been riding in the back in these races. He gets aggressive. He's been making moves, trying to work the lines, and I think you've got to put yourself in those positions to have a good chance to really learn. Because if you're just sitting in the back, you're not going to really be able to kind of learn once you get to that really aggressive kind of door-to-door type racing. So he's been doing a really good job of being aggressive while learning the field. But now this is where things get a little tight here, Matt, because they got to try to sneak around the 17 truck of Frank Ranger Jr. So you can see Frank giving him plenty of room on that top side. And I think, yeah, you see right there Giovanni in the 000 truck. I think he's trying to let him slot in, but I think Frank's just going to try to get all the way safely to the back there. So, yeah, great job by Frank there to basically let the leaders on by. Now he sits, unfortunately, 2 laps down. But again, though, it's a long ways to go. And right now is the only truck a lap down, but his teammate, Corey Buskirk, right now the 998, about half a lap down, because while these guys are in 3 and 4, he is in 1 and 2. So I say, unfortunately for Corey and for Frank, they'll both need a caution to get back in this thing.
Yeah, it sucks to go a lap down, but got over with 60 laps to go. Anything can happen. Yellow could come out, get your lucky dog back. You're the first car lap down. Don't ever give your hopes up, man. You can keep your head up. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, I feel like I remember a truck, I think it may have been Thursday night, I can't remember exactly, going 2 laps down, coming back to have a chance to win the race, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot that's going to be able to happen in the course of these things. And just, I mean, that's racing too. Like I said, it's just, you never know if and when things are going to occur. So, right now, though, the Gruber brothers, you saw for a little while, they were both leading each lane, but now they got linked back up together. And I think their goal here is to try to see if they can both clear that 24 of Everett lane. But I think right now Tom Dixon, his goal here is to keep that 24 as far forward as he can. There's a little bit of a little moment there between the 54. It looked like entering 1. But I think Tom's goal here is to try to keep those 2 pinned to the outside. Because again, as we get closer to that pit window, yeah, big push here down the back. This might be enough for them both to clear.
Yeah.
Yep, there they go. And you saw Brandon there. He wanted to follow, and that's the thing too. We've learned, Matt, a lot is those big moves, those big lane changes. That's because of the fact that if you do that real slow move, the truck behind you is going to start to pick up a draft and pull back up and pull it back up to you where you might have been clear initially, but then they get that draft and they pull right back up to you, and then you wind up having that right front to left rear contact. So. Say it's not really a block move or anything like that, or trying to chop a nose. That's the preferred way to do it to make sure that you don't risk getting kind of caught up in a bad spot. So, but right now, Matt, the inside line, everybody's trying to squeeze in. Unfortunately, the odd man out here, Brandon Briggs in the 81. Yeah. He's got to hope that somebody's going to kind of give him a little bit of slack and let him slot in here. And I think, Dude Conrad.
What a gentleman. What a gentleman.
So, yeah, so right now we've got a train going right now. So you see the 17 truck, Frank Ranger Jr., he's staying up on the top side. Again, I think he's just trying to get some visibility because right now, like I said, we've got just a single line train going. But I think that means that pit stop's looming here probably, Matt. Probably I'd say it might be this lap, next lap here. And I think we'll probably see two sets of pit stops. I think some will come on the one, some will come on the next one. Like I said, the ones that have been saving really well, in my opinion, would be someone like a Ryan Decker, Bud Steele, Nick
And
Wing.
pops. And your
Yeah.
pops.
However, they got to make sure that they get far. And the thing is, to me, if they know these guys are about to pit, I jump up earlier. I don't wait till they actually hit pit road. I want to start leading that second lane earlier to get further up before the pit stops happen. So, but we'll see if anybody duck in this time. Looks like that is a no. So, and I see Ryan, he's peeking. I think he's thinking exactly what we're doing, but right now he's got nobody going with him. So I think Ryan's expecting leaders to pit this time, and now he's waiting for some friends. But
he must have heard you because he went up high.
I wonder if Caitlin's playing crew chief here. And yeah, and here comes the first teammate here, Nick Wing. He's going to try to get up to them. Here comes Bud Steele. So yeah, so I think we're seeing exactly
85
that.
85 and a 5 going to follow?
I don't know. It depends on the fuel mileage. I think we'll see probably Jim Brooks get up there at some point. You see Fareed jumping up there as well. But again, I think this is probably a telltale that I expect to see the Groover brothers in this time. And I think they're going to bring probably Tom Dixon, Everett Lane, a lot of those guys that were up front early. So yeah, and here they come. You can see them pulling down and saying, actually, no, Everett Lane's going to go another one here. So we've got about 6 trucks hitting pit road here together. You got the Groovers there. You got Tom Dixon, Brandon Briggs, Dean Wilkinson all coming in together. Frank Ranger Jr. as well. Frank should have a much shorter pit stop because of the fact that he pitted already for that faster pair. But yeah, I'm a little surprised to see Everett Lane able to go an extra lap here. I really thought he would have to go in that time.
Yeah, I'll be really concerned about his fuel because he's been hanging out there for a while.
Oh, now the odd man now is the 09 truck. He's got to hope that someone lets him in because, again, I think he probably has to pit this time. It's just whether or not someone's going to let him slot in here. You can see he's trying to, he might get in front of the 10. I think Jason's trying to give him a spot here. And I think we're going to see, yeah, here comes the field. And here comes everybody. We're going to get the whole field here hitting per road. So now they got to make sure no contact. And so far, so good, Matt. Great pit entry for all these trucks here. But now the hard part, these guys are 2 and 3 wide here. They got to try to find their pit stalls right now. Like I said,
oh man,
it's a traffic jam up. There's the first contact, the 85 into the 09. And yeah, 09's going to be
his box.
Yeah, the thing is, yeah, he doesn't even know where his box was because there's so much going on there. And that's the thing is there's so many trucks in this pack here, but it looks like Everett Lane's going to be the first out of pit road. And yeah, Eric Laurie's going to roll out a little bit, let him slot in. So right now, let's say looking to see if any pit penalties, and so far everybody's been clean. Looking at pit stop times, Tom Dixon, the 411, Matt, 4 tires, it looks like, based on his pit stop time.
No, really?
Yeah, 14.8 seconds, unfortunately. So Tom's out of the... I think actually Tom's got some help. Who's he working with? He's got Corey Buskirk. Okay, so he's got some help. That's going to be critical. Unfortunately, the 09 definitely got the worst of that one. So yeah, so we'll keep an eye on these guys. But right now, these two are the breakaway. But here's those guys that pitted a lap earlier. They got the head of steam, Matt. They're going to go right on by here. And Groover Brothers going to take the top 2 here as we get back going here. So yeah, so based on that laps though, Matt, 17-18, that's 4-stop territory to me.
That almost looked like 2011 Daytona, but everybody had a pair.
Everybody you gotta have your tandem buddy.
The tandem buddies.
So right now, I think we're gonna hold the top 15 together. I say Jim Brooks is just on edge here. I think he's going to be able to pick up Jacob Lee. We'll keep an eye on their intervals. Jim's dropping back a 10th or 2 off of Jacob, so we'll see if maybe someone comes back to try to help him out. I can tell you, unfortunately, the ones that did lose the draft so far are Jason Bogart there, Giovanni Occhipinti. They're out of that draft. Tom Dixon's about to get up to a couple of these. They're about to get a 4-truck pack, so that could be good for them. But yeah,
I'm worried about your dad.
Yeah, he's almost a full second back now. So, but I do see, look in front of him though. He's got his teammates here lined up. He's got Bud Steele, he's got Nick Wing, he's got Ryan Decker. If Bud drops anchor just a little bit, and actually last time by, Matt, I think he's back. He's coming back to it. He had
okay, here we go.
46.21 to 46.67. So he was 4/10 quicker than the leader. So yeah, so we're gonna have 15 trucks in this main pack once more. I can tell you still on the timing scoring side, you still see Frank Ranger Jr. unfortunately is 2 down. I believe everybody else still on the... No, I'm sorry, Corey Buskirk is 1 down. So right now, like I said, unfortunately, those two just not having a great night at the moment. But again, still a long, long ways to go. And while we were doing all of that, Matt, all of a sudden, that 5 truck, he's popped up into that top 2, top 3 position.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking for his teammate, but
Adam's a little further back. He was in that little kerfuffle, if you will, where everybody's kind of stacking up on each other. So I'm sure he lost probably a second or two. And actually, I can tell you, Matt, on the pit lane times, say Rick Sanchez was a 35.12 seconds in pit lane. Adam Kilday was 36.58. So a second and a half longer on pit road, on pit lane, I should say, for Adam over the 5 of Rick. So that's that 1.5 seconds. There's Rick, there's Adam. And that's the difference. But luckily there's enough of them to be able to get in and out of pit road together and not lose that draft because they were packed up enough.
Either that could be Phil or Adam took tires.
No, that was just that stack up. No, pit stop time. I'll say pretty much everybody was in the 8 to 9 second window.
Oh, you're talking lap. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, no, yeah,
okay.
I'm talking about just from like entering pit lane to exiting pit lane, the total amount of time there. So,
gotcha.
So yes, and also of course that'll account a little bit too for how quick and they get in and out of pit lane. So there's a little bit of a moment there. You can see the 8 and 81 were a little off center. They're still a little off center there. Now they get back together there. But yeah, just unfortunately a little bit of disconnect there, and that's really allowed that inside lane, to really surge back forward. But also lost one of the Gruber brothers here, Matt. I see Patrick right up front, but Seth has really dropped back there to the second half of this main pack here. So they had led all the way up for the front, but I wonder if maybe some differing strategy, or maybe they got shuffled or something like that, and maybe just regrouping. And dude is giving the 81 all he can handle right now.
Oh yeah, he's gonna push him for all it's worth.
Again, though, gotta mention, Matt, you can't just lock on and push all the way around. These trucks will overheat and get way too hot. So I say these guys do at the same time have to be careful to keep those temperatures in check. And that's why sometimes you will see these guys get out of line. Just try to get a little bit of airflow into that radiator to cool off the engine, cool off the water temps, cool off the oil temps, and then they'll kind of be able to get that gauge back down and then be able to lock back on and push a little bit more. So again, really early still here, just crossed 25 this time by, or starting 25 I should say this time by. So still, again, no sense pushing too hard too early in this one.
Still got a long way to go. And the lead pack is coming up on Farid there.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel sorry for the guy. He got trapped and kind of missed his box there, and now he's almost about to go one down here. But I'm sure these drivers will alert him that go high. And
yeah, I was saying, that's the general rule of thumb. Also, for those that aren't maybe familiar with it, is a lot of times if you are getting put a lap down, they'll ask you to get to the outside line. That way they can pass you safely down on the bottom and middle lanes. I was going to say, however, if they're 3 wide, that's going to be a whole nother issue. But yeah, they get squared back in. But again, the nice part for Farid is going to be the fact that right now he's going to be the only car a lap down in this main pack. His competition is Corey Buskirk. They just are about to enter turn 1 right here. So as long as he can tag into this main pack here, he should be okay. And you can see, he's up against the wall. So as long as now, if he can just slot in safely here, it's a little moment there, but Brandon Briggs, you saw there as he was trying to get around there, got a little loose, almost looked like. So, but now you can see everybody's single file behind him. So now he needs to slide down just a little bit to that second lane, start to pick up some draft, because you want to start building up speed. Because I worry
come on,
that,
get down, don't lose a draft.
I think he'll be okay. Yeah, he should be okay. He'll pick up Jim here.
All right.
So he's back into this draft. Should be safe to go. As saying, little by little, Rick's teammate there, Adam Kilday, he's crept back up now in the 4th position, just 1 truck behind him.
Sneaky. I know how he works. But they will eventually, at one point, they will find each other.
Yeah, again, there's the time and place, and right now they don't need to worry about it. Right now, these guys are just, again, going to log laps. I mean, we saw at the beginning, we had, 19 trucks together entering pit road?
Yes.
I say now we're down to 15 trucks. So if that number continues, I mean, say next pit cycle, we might be down to 13 trucks. Actually 11 trucks in that case. Math is hard. But so no, there's a lot of potential strategies in this one. And like I said, a lot of these guys, they're going to want to try to A lot of these guys, like, they make their bread and butter almost on their pit entry, pit exits. It's, oh, a little slide there to the top there. Jacob Lee decided, you know what, I have enough on the bottom lane. I want to jump up top. Pops up just in front of Brandon Briggs here. So now you've got 4 trucks. And again, just working with who's around you. There's no real affiliation here with Patrick, with Jack Walls in the 83, Jacob Lee, Brandon Briggs. These guys are all just kind of in their own little groups on Discord, if you will. But at the moment, they've all found a way to work with each other to try to get to the front.
Well, I keep praising this every week on commentary. Pit stops is a deal breaker. You make one mistake, you take 4 tires, usually you're going to go pretty much almost a lap down. Missing your box, being a little bit off entry, getting your fuel right, and there's all kinds of factors that have to go and play. You have to work with your teammate. You have to come out with the guys at the same time. There's a lot of different variables that go through it. And some of those guys have learned that, have been steadily learning. But you see the guys who are in the back, they are slowly progressing to learn.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. So we're going to do so things are a little calm, I'll say. So while we do that, we're going to go ahead and do a quick side-by-side and show off our wonderful sponsor of Sensi. If anything happens, we'll cut right back. So we'll be right back as we will keep it live.
At Sensi, we love fragrance, how it makes us feel, how it connects us to our deepest memories, how sharing those memories connects us with each other.
And as it turns out, there's a lot of people who feel the same way and share Sensi's core values of simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. Our beautiful campus in Meridian, Idaho welcomes employees, consultants, and the community year-round.
That's why we've grown from selling just warmers and wax to selling a complete line of products, so you can fill your life with fragrance no matter where your day takes you.
Whether it's fun partnerships with beloved brands, innovative, high-performing cleaning products, laundry care that smells as good as it works, or personal care products to create your signature scent, Sensi products are made to share.
Maybe that's why our culture has always felt like family. We call it Sensi Spirit. It's a feeling of love, acceptance, generosity, and community that we share freely with everyone we meet. And we welcome you to experience it yourself. Like it? Buy the product. Love it? Host a get-together with your friends. Want more? Start your own Sensi business. You can earn amazing trips around the world and rewards. You can work your business whenever and wherever you want, giving you more time for the things and people that matter most. Ask your Sensi consultant for more info.
All right, we are back. Rick Sanchez, he's found his way to the front in that 5 truck in front of Everett Lane. Up top, you still got Patrick Groover and Matt. We were just talking about it while we were under that break. They went 17 laps on the first run, some went 18 laps. So based on that numbers, we're coming up to start lap number 33 here. So next lap or two, I think we might start to see the first set of pit stops once more.
Yeah, like I told you, communication. Got to work with your teammates. Call out your pits, and I know hope these guys don't pit from the second lane. That would be dreadful.
Yeah, you can see people starting to already slot back in here as quick as they can. And again, I'm wondering of those guys that went the extra lap. I'm looking to see where they are. Well, actually, I take that back. Pretty much the whole field went the one extra lap last time by. The ones that came in early were Patrick Groover in the 54, Seth Groover, Brandon Briggs, and Dean Wilkinson. You see there, Patrick just able to slot in here. Let's see if he comes in this time around. No, he's going to go one more at least. So, but yeah, I think based on what we saw, we saw Patrick and Seth, they were up front pretty early there. And yeah, here comes now that single file lane. So again, I'm going to be watching those guys that did not pit the first time around. Do we see the names of the Ryan Deckers and company? Do they jump up and try to make some more progress again? Or do we see maybe some more guys say, you know what, I want to try to do that pit stop a lap earlier because it was a little hectic doing it with the whole field. So we might see a little bit more split strategy because, yeah, that 4 truck entry was much calmer than the rest of the field coming in that lap after.
Oh, yeah. You saw what happened to those guys. They pretty much ricocheted past the field, and Seth and Patrick just took the lead like with ease. And hopefully these guys learn from that. Hopefully don't see about 20, about 15 cars on pit road. I would like to keep it about like 5 at a time.
Well, that's gonna be the question is again, did the guys who ran 17 laps in the first run, did they maybe save some fuel to go one more lap, I should say? The guys that went 18 laps, maybe we'll see a mixed bag where some come in with the 17 guys, or maybe we see like a 3-lap window of pit stops. So it'll be interesting. What I can tell you is the guys that lost the draft, Tom Dixon, Jason Bogart, Giovanni Acapinti, Corey Buskirk, Frank Franger Jr., they are all in pit road. Here comes Patrick, here comes Seth. And again, it's the 4 trucks we talked about last time. They're coming right back in together here. And it looks like, again, great job for these guys getting themselves organized. So again, now it's going to be that strategy. And also, say in that whole process, Nick Wing fell a fair bit off of Jacob Lee. They're going to be fine. They're going to catch right back up. But again, though, if they're trying to go even one lap further, they're going to have to burn a lot of fuel to close that gap back up here. But I do see Jack Walls, Ryan Decker, and I believe that's Jacob Lee on the very top side. So I wonder if these guys are going to try to do, again, maybe one more lap compared to Rick and company here on the inside line.
I think you may be correct. I think those guys, they're probably in it. I'm not sure if they're all in the same Discord together, but I can tell you, yep, they are going to stay out. It's only 5 cars here.
So yeah, so they're going to split in 3. So I'll say you kind of get in your wish there, Matt. So you got 4 that came in the first time, 5 coming in this time, which is going to leave 6 trucks to come in this last time around. So, and I'll say actually as well, at the completion of this lap, we will be halfway through the race. And so yeah, so right now we're going to have these 6 trucks, and I can tell you, remember mentioned those couple trucks that fell off the back just a tiny bit, catching back up. Bud Steele ran the fastest lap of the race that previous lap, catching back up to the field. So right now, Ryan Decker, he's just pushing Jack Walls as hard as he can to try to get that kind of that maximum in lap, if you will. So now what you'll see is these guys are going to all start try to organize here to get in pit road, make sure everybody splits apart. And you can see that's that stagger you see from all these trucks saying, all right, let's make sure we give each other all enough room. And it looks, again, nice and organized here. Then they just got to make sure, okay, who qualified where. That way we can make sure we hit our pit stalls. Jim was one of the furthest back, so he knows he can go straight to his pit stall, one of the first ones in. And so he's going to hit his stall. And, yeah, this looks nice and clean and orderly for all these guys. So I'll say now it's just, like you said, all about them getting in and out together. And right now, Rick and Adam, they've got a pretty big breakaway here, Matt, from the others. And that's not really what you want. You want to be locked on with your guys around you. So, yeah, and then you look back to Dean Wilkinson and coming in. These 4 are locked on nicely together. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And then we'll look at the last guys that just pitted. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 trucks all locked in together. Bud Steele's not far. Jim Brooks. These 6 are really tightly packed together. That's a really good pit stop by the 6 of them here.
You know, but unfortunately, that too good of a pit stop is probably... Wait a minute. I think Rick and Adam might slot. Yeah, they might slot in front of the 83, 28, and 48 if they have enough momentum. And it looks like... No.
Nope. Rick did, not Adam.
Nope.
But Rick's going to stay with his teammate here. So, oh, nope, they both clear. So they both jump in front there. So great job by those 2. However, now Jack and company, they do have the 1 extra lap of fuel now as we just, again, cross the halfway point. You see the 17 truck of their Frank Ranger Jr. He's letting those guys on by. So that said, Matt, great job by all these trucks because we came in with 15 trucks in this main pack. We leave with 15 trucks in this main pack. So great job by all these guys.
That's really good.
Look at Eric Laurie, though. He's going to pop up top. He's ready to do some racing there in that John Deere machine. He's got his teammate behind him. He's got Everett Lane behind him.
Look at that.
They're going.
Wow. Yes, they are.
And that's the separation you see between the inside line trucks. Dude Conrad and Everett Lane, they are packed right on top of each other here. And that's what makes that momentum work so well. So right now, Eric's got a nose ahead. Can he clear? Yes, he can. He's going to jump to the bottom. He'll jump in front of Rick. That'll leave Dude Conrad to get probably some very needed fresh air on the front of that 8 truck. And now Everett Lane will be that pusher on the outside lane. And it's saying that's also part of the strategy too, where dude is probably telling Eric, hey, as soon as you're clear, I need you to drop low because my gauges might be flashing. And so Eric's, again, I mean, that's a teammate, so you want to make sure that you kind of keep his engine intact for the end of this race. So yeah, so Matt, we've got a three lap window for these drivers. Like we mentioned, these guys here, Brandon Briggs, Seth Groover, Patrick Groover, all pitting at 35, along with Dean Wilkinson. Eric Laurie, Dude Conrad, Rick Sanchez, Cummey, those guys all pitted at 36. And then Jack Walls in this group here behind pitted all on lap 37. And so right now they've got a 2-lap advantage on some trucks, 1 lap on others. And again, though, they're all locked onto this inside line. They're probably just cruising right here, saving some fuel. Again, I don't think anybody can make it to the end on one more stop from here, but it could make that final stop a fair bit shorter potentially. As you can see, field here about to pass Corey Buskirk. I believe that's going to put him 2 laps down now in that 998. Unfortunately, Dean's going to jump to the bottom here as well. So yeah, so right now, though, strategy-wise, I think these guys in the Roswell group, I think they're going long distance here. They want to try to take this thing as far as they can. And then maybe, Matt, that final pit stop, they say, all right, we did all the hard work there early. Let's short pit towards the end, take a much shorter pit stop. We've got the numbers in the trucks compared to some of these other teams. That might be their goal here, is to try to just have that shortest fuel stop at the very end. Oh, we're going to go 3 right up front, though.
Rick got shuffled, or did he do that
I'm not sure, but Dean's going to say, here, let me get you back in line here and do him a solid. So going to lose a couple spots, but yeah, so not sure if he got shuffled out there, or maybe, like I said, maybe just, it also may have been one of those things where they were a little off-centered, and it's one of those things where it's like, you know what, let's play it safe here right off the bat, and then we can, we'll worry about that and get racing again at a different point.
How we good on fuel, crew chief?
I think it's still a 2-stopper.
So
look at the 24 here. He's jumping to, this was definitely,
this
wanted
must
to
be a
move up.
fuel thing. Am I right?
I'm looking at lap times, and we are about a second a lap slower than we've been. But I mean, I'm watching Eric Laurie, Adam Kilday. Adam's been right on the bumper of Eric, so you're not seeing like the big half a car length, truck length, whatever you might want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm kind of curious on that one. But also, sometimes those big lap times are just you catch the right draft at the right time. So I do think there is fuel saving going on. I really think, like I said, I think it's going to be the Roswell team that pitted all on lap 37. You see Duke Conrad there. He's going to jump down in front. But yeah, I don't think, again, I really don't see any feasible way anybody can make it here to the end on one more stop. I think it's still a 2-stopper no matter what. But again, we talked about the fuel numbers. It seems like that window's what, 17 to 19, maybe we can say. So maybe if we see anybody pit at the 20 to go mark or just under 20 to go mark, I mean, that could be the magic number. So we're going to have to watch and see. We've got 32 to go here, 31 at the line. So again, they would need to go another 13 laps, 14 laps in my mind to maybe be safe about it. So yeah, so we'll see here. As you see Giovanni, he's actually, so this is always a little nerve-wracking because you got one down on the apron, then you got a couple others up on the top side. And so I'm actually going to double check that car. Yeah, as I say, that truck was a little hot on the apron, but it looks like he's going to save it. Yeah, good save there by him. I say now this is where things get a little dicey with, you see the 411 and the 10. But again, I see Brandon Briggs there. He's basically said, hey, let me roll out of it. You guys slot on in. So yeah, so that's a nice move by them. So now, though, these two are the lucky dog battle between Tom Dixon and Jason Bogart. They are both right now in those top 2 spots, being the first trucks a lap down as we run. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the strategies. And yeah, I mean, I say, so these guys all pitted at 36. So again, if we kind of do 35 to 37. So rough numbers would tell me what, lap 50, 52, if they can go 17 laps. So actually, you might be right, Matt. These guys might, or yeah, I think we actually can one stop it from here. Not yet, but I think they will all be in the window to make it to the end of one more stop if my bad math is right.
Your bad math is right. Math wasn't your thing, was it?
I was never a good math person. I went with a BA instead of a BS for my bachelor's because there's less math involved for a BA. So for those out there that don't like math, go for a Bachelor of the Arts. There's less math involved.
No arithmetic for me.
Yeah, no. Once things started going beyond numbers and beyond what my fingers could do, I was in for a bad time. Letters should not be in math. It's kind of my mindset. But no. So right now though, so you got the 8 and the 5 leading that front row here. But yeah, so again, a lot of mixed bags here. See, there goes the 5 again. He's going to clear Dude. Dude's going to give him a big push here down the back, and I wonder if we might see if the 8 can clear the 24. Does he jump back up in front at a 4? We've seen that strategy happen a lot there as well, but I don't think Dude's going to have enough to clear Everett here.
It's too early for that.
I don't know, man. These guys have gotten racier and racier over the seasons, and it seems like track positions become ever more important. So, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye and see. So, right now, some of our highest climbers, though, Matt, Rick is one of them. He's up 9 spots again in the lead currently. Jim Brooks is up 6 spots in that 51 truck. Brandon Briggs is up 8 spots in the 81. And then Seth Groover up 6 in that 32. So right now, those are the highest movers in the race at the moment. But again, though, we still got plenty of time to go. And while we were peeking over there, Dude found his way up in front of his teammate, just like we talked about. And he's going to return the favor to Rick and say, all right, let me slide right back in front of you here, buddy.
Yeah, Rick be fine. And then you push the 8 car, and the 8 car right go in front of the 24. And then it'll be a rinse and repeat, and then we'll have to pit soon.
Yeah, so all right, so Matt, if they can go 17 laps on field to make it to the end, these guys need to run 10 more laps to get to lap 58. 59 is, I'd say, is probably a little safer, but I think 58 would be the window for 17 laps to the end. And so yeah, so again, these guys have all been doing about 8-9 second pit stops. So we'll see again if that comes into play. And like I said, the guys that went to 37, again, maybe they're thinking, you know what, let's go ahead and let's go further, put a little less fuel in, or let's do the same, let's still fill it up, but then if we get to a green white checkered window potentially, we don't need to come back in because we're going to have the margin in the fuel to the end. So there's some strategy to play for again for these guys who are, again, there's that window now between lap 35 to lap 37. So it's not a big window, but a lot of times, I mean, a lap or two can make a huge difference in these races.
Oh yeah, it does, especially fuel mileage. I'm looking toward the back of the field. I still see the brothers separated. Now it's this time Patrick's all the way in the back. Quite interesting.
Well, Patrick's one that pitted at 35. I'm thinking he's on big fuel save right now in that 54 truck. So, because a lot of those guys that pitted at 35, I was saying, yeah, because it's not like Seth and Patrick to just ride. Usually they're going to the front. They want to control the race. So I think they're looking at that lap 35 number and thinking, oh, that's going to be tight for us. Let's go ahead and make sure we can go that one extra lap, because you can save a lap or so under green here, under a full green condition. The trucks that can't do that are the ones leading right now in this group, like I said, the 8 and the 5 and all these guys that have been pushing and leading. So they're going to have the worst fuel mileage of those. Like I said, I really like where Jack Walls and Nick Wink and these guys are. Like I said, they got out all together. They stayed on the inside line, and then those guys cleared them, and then they just put it in cruise control in my mind. Again, it's obviously easier than that. Advantage. Yeah, so they have a lap advantage over some of those guys. 2 laps. So
that was really close there. Whoa.
And that's the thing is, it's Daytona. It's much narrower than Talladega. I think it sounds like nothing, but I think it's about 8 feet, and that makes all the difference. And so, but again, great job by these guys. And so, yeah, so unfortunately, I think that puts Fareed 2 down. I do need to mention, unfortunately, Giovanni Acapinti, he is out of the race. He has retired. So say that leaves us now 20 drivers on track. And so, yeah, right now we've got 16 down back, a lap down or more, top 15 still on that lead lap. And Richard, yes, this is a Super Speedway League. You can find info at area51iracing.com. They race the Super Speedway Series on Thursday nights with the Xfinity cars, Sunday nights with the trucks. I say we're just about to hit the playoff window, so I say I don't believe they're taking new entries yet. However, we will be doing another season here in basically about just over a month's time. So definitely, if you're interested, reach out. I'll say should have a link to the Discord there as well. And yeah, we can kind of get you in the right direction. So I hope you're having a good evening, sir.
Oh, we are 3 wide.
Yes, we are.
Oh, momentarily. We're good now.
Yeah, so I dropped a little back to try to check, and and again, I think this is also a battle for trucks 2 laps down, because right now Corey's in that spot. Fareed is going to want to be higher up just in case too. Because the other thing, Matt, is if there's a caution that brings out a yellow and you're in your lucky dog position, but you're involved, you don't
Here
get to
they
get that
come.
lap back. Oh, this is all right. So these guys cannot make it to the end from here, Matt, because we're coming to 22 to go. So window is definitely not for these guys. And so, yeah, and oh man, Seth and Patrick there kind of just barely splitting the gap there. So yeah, so these guys, there's no question, they're going to have to go one more. Oh, Patrick overshot his stall a little bit. Hopefully he can recover. Again, maybe a little bit of that fuel saving is going to come into play for him. Dean Wilkinson, the furthest up of those that did pit here. And so he's going to start rolling out here. We'll check to see. There's Seth. Where's Patrick? He's a little further back here. So he might be in trouble here. He's going to have to really hustle through through the apron here to try to get back up to these guys. But now we go to this group. Here they all come in together. And once again here, it's about 5 trucks here. It looks like it's got the Roswell, or not the Roswell, sorry, the Bootknockers here, as well as, is there a formal team name for Adam and?
Vendetta.
All right, Adam and Rick. And so now, once again, the guys that went a little further, Nick Wing, Ryan Decker, Jacob Lee, it's these 6 trucks just like last time. And again, we're going to come to 20 to go. Matt, if they can go, also my cat says hi. If these guys can go, not this time, but next time. There's an outside chance of this
They
working.
can make it.
Do you think they can go 19?
Ooh, that is a stretch.
They're going for it.
I think they are going for it, are they?
They are. They're
Yes,
going for
they
it.
are.
And to help them out even more, Matt, they're catching draft here. They're about to catch the 998.
Wow.
And then there's a couple trucks in front of him. So this is also good for them just for the speed of things, because they're also coming up in that 10 truck of Jason Borger. I mean, this is a big group here. And yeah, you see there Seth and Patrick. I think Seth dropped back to pick up his brother there. So yeah, so this is going to get intriguing now, because the thing is, for this to work, they have to make sure they get into the main pack here after they finish their pit stop cycle, so they can go right back to fuel saving. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. So this one so far, the fuel is definitely a question mark for these guys. And yep, here they all come. This is going to be their scheduled stop, potentially final scheduled stop. Yes,
Jim caught the wall a little bit.
Oh, yeah, 51 caught the inside wall a fair bit there. We'll see. I mean, again, he's got a fast repair if he needs it. There's also a little bit of contact with Jacob Lee, and I think possibly it was, I'm not sure it was Ryan Decker or Jacob Lee, but everybody got a little squeeze there. But everybody's in their pit stalls, so I'll say it wasn't perfect, but I don't know if I caught Jack maybe having to throw it in reverse there for a quick second. So we'll watch the scene. Yeah, Jack was a little late exiting out, but these guys are all pretty close. Same thing for Jim. He might have to hustle a tiny bit. Nick Wing's got a really too good of a pit stop, really, Matt, because he's off on his own. So now let's go back. Where are the guys that already pitted here? Here is that number 8, Jude Crown. Let's hop on board. You can start to see these guys. They're just leaving the pits here. So he's going to, again, they can build up speed a little slower than Talladega, at Daytona. But as long as they can pick up the draft of these guys, that's their goal right here. So you can see dude's already going to blow by these guys here. But I think they'll be able to tag onto the back of Eric Laurie. And like I said, then they're going to throw it right back into cruise control. And you see the 828 car, or truck, I should say, Nick Wing.
I think it's, that was a very, very smart move by Nick Wing and them there. That cycle, that stint they ran there, they ran 18 laps.
All right, they pitted with 19 to go. We have 18 to go now at the line. Crew Chief Caitlin says that they are fine unless there's green-white checkers. However, again, that's better. That's a better situation than a lot of these other guys are in. So basically right now the goal for these guys from Nick Wing on back is they just want to hold on to the draft and just basically just cruise. There's a little big bump there by Duke Conrad and the Everett Lane there. So right now you got Vendetta on the outside, you got Bootknockers on the inside, and then you're going to have these 6 drivers that are just going to say, you know what, you guys go right on ahead. You do all the bumping and drafting you want to do. We're just going to chill here. And also, though, got to give a shout out here. Dean Wilkinson, great help here from Tom Dixon to be able to get these guys back up into this draft. So I think, yeah, they're there. And for Tom, right now, he's the first truck one down. So this is crucial for him as well. Because right now, Jason Bogart's his competition, and he's back here with the Groover brothers and Brandon Briggs, who unfortunately said they lost that draft under that pit cycle. Looking at lap times, last time by, they ran a 46.43, leaders 46.53, so not a big gain. So we'll see again if they can close that gap, because right now it's about a 7 seconds or so off of Jim Brooks, 8 seconds off the lead.
I have no idea what everybody's fuel situation is.
So if I'm...
Because if I'm... Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
If I am Adam and Rick...
I pit early.
Well...
I think if I'm these what, five trucks, 6 trucks out in front right now,
yeah,
I pit early because right now all the guys from Nick Wing on back, they're just saving off of us. So if you short pit here, once you're in your window, you now force them to have to basically be the ones to start burning the fuel. Like I said, at that point, you're going to have almost like a sacrificial lamb where it's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take one for the team to get us the best result we can. So the other thing I'm watching is, I don't know. I can't guarantee these guys can make it because Nick is starting to drop a little bit further back off the draft. Bud's dropping off of him, which means they're really having to try to save aggressively here to try to pull this strategy off. So it's one of those ones you got to pretty much dedicate right from the get-go to be able to try to make this strategy happen. So yeah, I'm very interested to see, because like I said, if I'm these 6 trucks here, I short pit, Matt. I think you almost have to, because if you do that, again, you're going to make them have to work harder. And yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. But so far they haven't taken it yet. But the thing is, I think they'll have Tom Dixon as their best friend, though, because Tom would probably want to stay out because he would be entailing the lead laps. Like, hey man, if there's a caution, I don't even have to worry about the waiver, and I'm going to be right back in the mix in this thing. So yeah, it's going to be intriguing to see. I can tell you the gap is still continuing to close on that second pack here. Patrick Groover and company, they ran a 46.40 that last time by. Leaders were 46.50. It was actually even quicker the previous lap. And again, we talked about that gap. Now it looks like it's a little less than 6 seconds between Jim and Patrick. So it's going the right way, but there's still a ways to go, obviously. And the same thing for them, though. They will also need to make a pit stop still before this race is done. So, but again, the big question mark is, are these trucks 7th on back here? Nick Wing, Bud Steele, Ryan Decker, Jacob Lee, Jack Walls, Jim Brooks. But now, Matt, who's the odd man out in that pack?
Wow.
I'm focused on him right now. Jacob Lee. He's the odd man out on this because everybody else around him, Roswell. So his best chance for a good finish is, or for the best finish he can get, is he's just going to have to try to probably push one of the guys. But I mean, I don't know if we see that. I think we might see kind of, if they can make it again, I think we might see that situation where they're like, you know what, whoever got out first, that's going to be the one that's going to lead the way. And here we go, though, Matt.
Boy, here we go. Look at that.
Again, these guys were said, all right, we're in the window. We're in the green-white checker window. Oh, Eric Lory got in hot.
Eric Lory, he got in too hot. Did he get nabbed?
I don't know. It looked a little bit too hot. The Groover brothers are in as well, along with Brandon Briggs, Jason Bogart. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on the pit stop time for Eric Lory. And did he get in there in time? Yeah, he did. Okay, I was waiting to see if he had to reverse or not.
Wow.
Nope, he's down the way. He got through clean. All right, so up front, Adam Kilday, Rick Sanchez, and Tom Dixon continue to be up front again. Right now, Tom first truck 1 lap down. And so we'll see, do we see a reaction from Adam and Rick to come in this time or not? Or are they going to try to stretch it? Nope, here they come. And Tom Dixon. So, all right, so now the question is, what do these guys that stayed out do? But first we'll watch.
Oh,
that looked pretty hot as well. We saw Eric get away with it. We'll see if Adam did it or not. But he was hustling that thing in there.
I think he got nabbed. If I see him go, he just got away with it.
Oh, Tom Dixon a little too hot there in entry. He's got to throw back in reverse there. So that's going to cost Tom a tiny bit of time. There goes the 5.
He didn't get caught speeding?
Nah, he must have slowed it down just enough before the timing line. So,
Wow.
all right, so here we go. Look at this, though. Now these guys are kind of, I think, probably not, I want to say fighting amongst themselves, but I think it's one of those ones where nobody's going to want to lead here. Jack Walls, now he's taking the point. And so maybe Jack's saying, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'll lead you guys, let you guys save fuel. And because, again, I'd have to double check the points. And actually, well, we can do that, man. Let's look at the points real quick while we're watching these guys. Looking for Jack Walls on that list, and he's 21st in points. So Jack's thinking maybe, you know what? I don't have a chance to make the playoffs. Let me be the one to help you guys get into make sure, kind of solidify you guys in the top 12. So, however, let's go to those that pitted once more. Adam and Rick, they've done a great job. They're out nicely, safely together. They're about to get picked up by Everett Lane and Dude Conrad and Eric Laurie. So that'll give them 5 trucks working together. Patrick Groover, Seth Groover, and Dean Wilkinson have all been able to get picked up together. Unfortunately, Brandon Briggs was not able to stick with them, so he's now working with Jason Bogart there. So yeah, so these 3 are going to try to get around them. But again, though, look at the intervals, though. They are 30 seconds off the leaders. We've got 10 to go here. 9 now at the line.
Now.
So
let's look at lap times here. This time lap time, they ran a 48.1. Now I'm interested to see Everett Lane and Dude Conrad's times.
Correct. So last time by for Dude Conrad was a 46.46, so over a second and a half quicker. But again, though, I mean, when you're talking 30 seconds with 9 to go, they're going to have to be, 2 to 3 seconds a lap faster, I think, at that point. So you can say we have the timing scoring. There it is, 46.11. So they were 2 seconds faster that last time by. But again, though, these guys just coming out of 4, Dude Conrad and company, they're in the middle of 1 and 2. So it's a very, very big margin. And yeah, this is going to be interesting to see. And again, these guys, they had to dedicate this from the get-go. So, and again, there's still no promise that any of these guys can make it. This might be one of those things where some are a little better on fuel saving than others. Others may have maybe just not been able to do the pedal job as well as the other guys. So, and again, there's other guys racing amongst themselves. I mean, at some point, this is going to be a battle where Adam and Rick are going to be like, hey, we want to finish ahead of you guys, so we're going to start to fight. Dean Wilkinson, Seth, and Patrick Gruber, they might start kind of battling for a position. So, I mean, there's groups everywhere. Let's say you got a couple of these guys here as well. We talked about Frank Ranger Jr., so he's found the 09 truck to work together as well. So, yeah, there's a lot that can happen. Unfortunately, I do need to mention Corey Buskirk has retired from the event. And it was a 45.85 Matt for the second pack compared to 48.14. So, yeah, so I mean, it's already down. I talked about 30 seconds. It's already down to 25 seconds. I just don't know if it's going to be enough time. Yeah, it's about half a lap on the dot because there they go down the backstretch. Here comes these guys right at the start-finish line. So it's about half a lap to the T. Yeah, but like I said, there's 7 more to go here. And again, these guys, they're not gonna rock the boat. They're just gonna save. Just they're trying to go as little throttle as they can. And like I said, the potential risk will be the other groups here. If Adam pushes Dude too hard, or maybe Rick gets in the back of Adam, which unsettles him while trying to push Dude, that's where the mistakes happen. Is when the drafting gets a little bit too aggressive to try to basically gain that time back to try to see if they can get back into this race. So, this is gonna be intriguing, man. This is definitely a full-on strategy one. As we're 6 to go, it'll be 5 to go here at the line for the leaders.
Man, you know what, Kyle? If these guys would have done it earlier, that would have been.
Exactly right. I think these guys should have pitted as soon as they were in the window. Take the gamble for pitting, no green, white, checkered, anything. You jump in early and you say, you know what? If they're going to do it, they got to do it themselves. And like I said, because, again, their pace dropped off drastically, 48.76. So that last time by, it was 2.5 seconds quicker for Duke Conrad and company. So, I mean, they're coming. Like I said, it's down to 20. So they've already gained 10 seconds on them from when the pit stop happened. But again, though, that was on lap 63. So
They're down to 20 flat.
yeah, they're at 20 seconds now. And at the line, it was a 46.23. So again, 2.5 seconds quicker for this pack of trucks here. So I still don't think it's going to be enough time because, like I said, we're 5 to go here. It's going to be 4 to go now at the line. But again, there's no promise that these guys aren't going to sputter. I mean, it could be we can make it on coasting out of 4, kind of a thing. Like, and eventually also Jack Walls is going to, I would assume he's going to probably be the one to run out.
Yeah.
What does Nick Wing do? He's going to be like, well, no, I don't want to lead because then I'm going to run out too because I don't have that fuel number. So are they going to slow down? They could slow down a ton here and try to pick up Frank Ranger Jr., but I think that'd be too much of a slowdown.
Oh, yeah, that's too much. I like where the 48 truck is. I like
and we're getting racy behind them, Matt. Look at that. Adam Kilday and Rick Sanchez. They decided to start racing. They got around Dude Conrad here, and that did slow him down. It was a 46.89 that last time by. So I talked about the infighting where we saw it right there. So yeah, this is going to be very interesting as we got 3 to go here.
I'm looking at their mouse power. They're doing usually they are not up to speed. They are.
No, they're 3 seconds off the best laps of the race right now. It's 48.70. We'll see. I don't know if we got a full up to speed lap for these guys here because, again, they were trying to get themselves situated. So we'll see what lap times they did this time around. And it was a 46.39, so still over 2 seconds quicker. Not quite 2.5, maybe about 2.3. And you talked about, Matt, they were 20 seconds a few laps ago. Now it's already down to 15 seconds. And, and the telltale is this.
Oh, boy.
Frank Ranger Jr., he was out of the draft. He's caught them on his own, and I think he's going to actually unlap himself on his own.
He's actually going to do those guys a favor.
He could be the big helper here, yeah. If these guys roll out a little more, say, hey, let's let Frank lead. But we got 2 to go here. So right now, Matt, these 6 trucks here, they just say, please, 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 nobody make a mistake. We want to see that white flag and then be able to race it out amongst ourselves or just try to make it to the end amongst ourselves. But yeah, we'll see. Like I said, these guys, again, about 12.5 seconds back. They ran a 45.80. They were 3 seconds nearly faster that last time by.
Made.
All right, here we go.
Moves being made.
Yeah, Ryan Decker's got racy. He's got help from Jacob Lee, and that's the thing for Jacob. His only chance was if somebody went, he had to do it. So with them, so Ryan's got the push. Jacob's gonna try to see if he can clear. Not quite. So we are just about to the white flag. They do clear Jack Wall. So now this is our new leader, Ryan Decker. Has he saved enough? Has he jumped the gun too soon? We'll see. But this is potentially for the win of this race, or will it come from 10 seconds back if these guys start to sputter through 3 and 4?
I'm gonna be watching everybody. I think Jack may run out. Yeah, I'll be surprised if he don't.
Nope, there goes Jack. Yep. So Jack's out. He's going to drop to the apron here. Again, he was the sacrificial lamb, if you will. So I'll say, I have a feeling if these guys can finish top 3, there's the group in the back. They're battling, though, Matt. Look at that. Adam Kilday coming. These guys are now dicing up. They say, all right, let's just get the best finish we can. But now if you're Jacob Lee, again, I think your only chance here is just to stay locked on here. There goes 28. He's going to try to go. He's going to block.
Oh, he's going to try.
But it's going to be Ryan Decker getting the win over Jacob Lee. Nick Wing's going to bring home a podium. Bud Steele, Jim Brooks ran at the top 5. Then the battle here. There's Jack Walls. He's still trying to limp there, but not enough here. And it's going to be Adam Kilday, I believe, with just a nose over Dude Conrad for the 6th spot. I can tell you, though, Jack Walls did cross the line. He'll fall back to 11th. And then the battle here with the Groover brothers. They went side by side there at the end, and it was, I'll say it was 0.00 between Seth and Patrick Groover. But getting the win is a Ryan Decker. Probably doesn't have enough fuel to do a burnout, though, here, Matt.
Yeah. Guess what? We got a first-time winner, and I'm pretty ecstatic.
First-time winner and sponsor.
Yes.
It's a great job by those guys. And so you see, look at Jacob. He's still got enough fuel to push Ryan here. So some of these guys did some great fuel saving. You can see there Rick's rolling up alongside to give him a big congrats there as well. What a strategy call. You see Caitlin in the chat there. She is very happy with the result as Ryan got a little bit too big of a push there. He's going to do a little sliding through the grass, but he hangs on to it. But yeah, what a finish. What a strategy, Matt.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Does he have enough fuel to do some burnouts?
No way. He's gonna have to hire somebody to do his burnouts, I think, for him, or unless he's been just letting that truck clutch to be able to pull it off. But look at that, he did. He had some left over to do a burnout, and we were nervous about the fuel mileage.
Oh, well done. You know me, Gaio. I love first-time winners.
I don't even know if fuel's in the question, man. That he's had
He's still
plenty of
going.
burnout. I think now he's running out. Running out. I don't see
I
it.
think he's out.
Yeah, now I think he's done. But that was a fair amount of burnouts there for what he had there. But what a strategy though by those guys. So before we get to interviews, what we'll do is we'll get those final results here up real quick, because then I also got to try to quickly also get our final points results up as well. But it's going to be Ryan Decker over Jacob Lee, Nick Wing, Bud Steele, Jim Brooks, our top 5. And then again, 11 seconds back, you've got Adam Kilday, who did just get ahead of Dude Conrad by 14 thousandths of a second there. And then you got Rick Sanchez over Everett Lane, Eric Laurie there in the 10th spot. And then again, Jack Walls. I mean, he made it. He had the coast to get there, but Jack Walls going to finish 11th, doing all the hard work there, leading that group. So again, I have a feeling Jack's going to get a lot of love from our top 3 drivers here tonight. And then you got the Groover brothers there, 12th and 13th. Dean Wilkinson, Brandon Briggs, our lead lap finishers. Unfortunately, just, again, caution free as well tonight, so just no chance for recovery for Jason Bogart, Tom Dixon, as well as Freed Ayuso there. And then just bad luck, unfortunately, for right off the bat for Frank Ranger Jr. Never got a chance to recover. Same for the early retirements, unfortunately, for Corey and Giovanni. So those are the those are the 21 drivers, like I mentioned. Matt, I saw the 18. Yes, that's where Fareed got. Apologies. I was reading chats at the same time, and So what we'll do here though, Matt, is we're gonna go find some drivers here to chat with, and we're gonna start with a Mr. Nick Wing. All right, we're gonna bring this Nick Wing fella on in, and Nick, I mean, you guys got locked out the top 5 there. I mean, caution free. We were skeptical about the 3-stop working. It's probably going to be a 4-stopper with these trucks, but you guys were able to make it happen there at the end, and obviously the pace had to drop a ton at the end as well. I mean, how you were the one up front for part of it, then everybody pits, and it looked like you were pretty quick on the draw and saying, "Hey guys, I'd rather not be leading this pack here. Let's switch this up a little bit because I'd like to make it too."
Well, that call for saving fuel started at the start of the race, and then Jack was being a team player and sacrificed himself for all of us.
That was kind of the vibe I got. Was it looked like Jack's like, "I got this, guys. Don't worry about it." I say again, don't know if maybe the championship positions came into play or anything like that. So, but again, I mean, that was really, really impressive to be able to pull off. Again, you guys went 1 lap longer the first run than a couple guys, but I mean, you pitted with the entire field basically. But then the second and third stops, you guys were able to really, really stretch it on everybody else there. And like I said, so that was the game plan from the very get-go. It's like, hey, if we go green, start to finish, let's go full fuel save. I mean, because you guys were in a good spot, just all rolling the bottom line there.
Yeah, I decided to let them all know we could save enough fuel. If we do, we should be good. And then Bud started worrying on that last second pit stop, saying that I don't think we're gonna have enough. And I said, with what we're doing, we should be close enough. And worst case scenario is we'll have to make a splash, and everybody else is gonna have to take the second or third option.
Well, I mean, that was really, really impressive, man. Saying obviously you guys say at one point, I mean, what was the thought there towards the end? Was it basically hey, once we get to the white, just whoever wants to go for it goes for it, or like what was the thought process there as well? Because we saw obviously with Jacob and Ryan there making the big push at the end. Was that kind of the game plan? Did you guys discuss it all, or what was the thought there?
We put it up to a team vote, and Ryan was going to get his first one.
All right, so there's some team strategery involved over there. Well, I'll say I'm sure you made a very happy wife there. I say basing off the chat there on YouTube. So, but man, great job on the strategy. It sounds like you're the one that kind of led it all there. So just awesome job, man. And definitely want to give you the floor for any thanks and shouts for the podium here tonight.
I'd like to thank everybody that puts on the broadcast, and I'd like to thank my whole team, the Roswell Motorsports.
Well, hell of a job, man. Well deserved. Like I said, you guys did an awesome job from start to finish. So go enjoy this one. I'll say before we start to kick off the final four. So, yeah, hell of a job, man. Congrats again.
Yep.
All right, so now we got to jump over one more truck here, and that is going to be to this Mr. Jacob Lee. And got to find him here. I think he moved. Where's that Jacob fella at? There he is. All right, grabbing our runner-up here tonight, Jacob. I commented that you kind of, at one point we saw you kind of tag on the strategy with the Roswell guys, but then I kind of made the mention too where you're kind of between a rock and a hard place here because you're surrounded by teammates and your best chance at your best finish is to find somebody who wants to make a move and to try to go with them. Was that kind of your mindset there as well?
Yeah, I was trying to stay hooked up with Jason at the get-go there, but of course, I mean, after that first pit stop, he didn't make something happen and wasn't able to get with us, so we lost him. So my goal was to stay with Decker and the guys, and try to stay out, with them as much as I could. And and I knew we were going to stay out every time just to stretch the fuel mileage as much as we can. And I mean, it was a great call. I mean, it was awesome all the way around on that deal there for sure.
So yeah, and then so the one thing that Matt and I were talking about was coming up to where the leaders had to make their final stop where you guys were going to then try to go the distance. I mean, were you surprised that the group with like Adam and Dude and Rick and Everett and company, were you surprised that they waited as long as they did to pit? Do you think the other guys were aware of your guys' plan to try to make it to the end there without that final stop?
Yeah, honestly, man, I thought they would have hit it right away. I mean, I would have if I was in that group, just to try to give them more of a chance to catch up, because knowing that we're going to have to save fuel even more, even though we made it as far as we did, we still wanted to be more conservative to make sure we had enough to really complete that at the end. But yeah, I mean, I thought they would have pitted a lot sooner than they did. I didn't think they would let us kind of hang in there with them as long as we did. But I mean, it's man, hats off to these guys here. I mean, it was a I mean, I wasn't in communication with them, but I kind of feel of what they were doing, so I just kinda hung with them. Like you said, I have nobody out here, my goal is to try to just get with people and try to, give a good reputation here and just try to be friendly and help people where I can.
Well, I say I definitely think you did a very good job of that one tonight, man. It was like I said, it was a hell of a drive by you, and like I said, for being the odd man out, if you will, to be able to still get that runner up spot. I mean, it's shows what you're able to do as well on your end. So it was a really good drive, like I said, and yeah, just unfortunately, Jason didn't have the luck that you were hoping for, and with the caution-free race as well, just no opportunities to get it back though. But yeah, great job though tonight, man, and definitely want to give you the floor as well for any thanks and shouts for that runner up tonight.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think, I just want to give a huge shout out to Ryan Decker. I mean, this is cool for his first win. Congratulations to him, man. I'm glad I was able to help him with that. I mean, the guys pulled me in and they said, "Hey, we want to know if you'll be able to help us." And I said, "Sure." I'm all in. Unfortunately, I missed the last 2 weeks. That was due to on a mission trip and then vacation, and I hate that for our team. But we came back and showed what we got, and we'll be prepared for next season. We'll stay in this thing and finish it out for sure. But huge shout out to Ryan Decker. Thanks to Jacob Lee Racing, everybody on board with that. That helps me, all the sponsorships there. Thank you guys over at 4D Racewear for everything y'all do, and definitely Green White Checker TV. Y'all, man, y'all put on one of the best broadcasts I've probably seen around, and so y'all do a fantastic job. And thanks to Area 51. Appreciate everything that y'all do as a league. Y'all do a bang up job, and I really appreciate that. And thanks to Matt and you, Gael, for everything y'all do here. So just super blessed and super awesome to be able to be a part of such a incredible league, and looking forward to many, many more races.
So
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead, Matt.
I do appreciate the selflessness of you pushing Ryan to his first win, because I know what it's like to, you try so hard, you overtry yourself, and then it finally happens, and all that pressure, you just relieve the guy that his wife sponsors our league, and I'm forever grateful for you, man. That's truly a blessing. Thank you.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And I should hopefully I get some Cincy in the mail, and that looks like a good deal for me. No,
Yeah,
like I
I'll work
said,
on that coupon code in the next
there
interview
you
here.
go. There you go. Yeah, and like I said, I was already out. I have no play in the playoffs, and so if I can help somebody out like that, especially somebody getting their first win, I mean that's awesome, dude. And I always see his wife Caitlin in the chats, because I watched the race during the races, and she's always cheering him on. And man, that's so cool to see. It's so awesome. I wish my wife would watch me and cheer me on, but she thinks I'm a goofball, but. So it's cool to see that. It's cool to see everybody out there cheering on Ryan, and he definitely deserves this. So big cheers to him. And I've always seen him push everybody to the win, and he's always helping people. But it's rare that he ever gets this opportunity. So it's cool that he gets it tonight.
Well, it's an awesome job, like I said. I say looking forward to seeing more of you when you're able to make these, because yeah, I mean, like I said, when you're here, you're definitely one to keep an eye on. So just awesome job tonight, Jacob. Definitely look forward to seeing you more the rest of the season.
Yep, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate all y'all do.
All right, that's one driver left to chat with, and saying I have a feeling there's going to be a.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know. Are we going to get a spouse interview too potentially? I don't know, but we're going to pull up Ryan Decker getting the win here tonight. Matt, we almost got you crying on your interview. Do we think we can pull it off on Ryan?
I don't know.
Ain't happening. It ain't happening.
Ryan, congratulations, man. I know it's been a long time coming. My first win was extra special, but for you, my friend, this is even more special.
Listen, this is extremely special. I mean, this was a team win. I got to hand it to everybody at the Roswell. Our whole team. It was amazing. I can't thank everybody enough for all this, dude. This is exciting. Not gonna lie.
And so yeah, so we talked to Nick at the start. It sounds like he said, "Hey guys, we can do this on, if we go caution free, we can make this on a 3-stopper, not to do that extra fuel." I mean, was that something that wasn't even on your mind at the get-go? Or, I mean, because obviously you never know how these races are going to unfold, so it's really hard to start off on a strategy and go full commit on it all the way through.
Yeah, Nick usually runs like most of the fuel strategy stuff. He's got that. He runs that program or whatever. And I think the first Daytona race we ran, and I think I ended up running out of fuel that first Daytona race. And then the second Daytona race, it was me and Bud, and then we pitted early because we were like, ain't nobody gonna save enough fuel. And then I think Gabe and the boot knockers, they saved enough, and then me and Bud ended up getting screwed. So I'm glad we finally got this the fuel strategy down and had enough fuel to make it, man.
No, I said you guys did a really good job, and so I mean Matt and I were like, all right, well, I'll say he got the win. Unfortunately, he won't be able to do any burnouts, but then you proved us both wrong there, and so I don't know if you were just going full fuel save there after the finish there to make sure you had some left in the tank, get in the pushes down the backstretch in 3 and 4. I mean, how much did you have left in the tank there by the time you got to the finish?
0.5, half a gallon. As soon as we crossed, I said, "Listen, I'm saving. I'm coasting." And then Jacob, he said, "Well, if you want to, like we got down the middle of the backstretch, he said, I'm going to push you the rest of the way, so that way you got enough for the burnout there."
I mean, that's some good strategy, I think. So, so say we obviously talked to Jacob just just before you. So, he's going to be waiting for the Sensi coupon code from Caitlin for the win here tonight and for that push at the end as well. So, just maybe give her a heads up on that one. But, dude, I mean, like I said, Matt said, I mean, he nailed it. I mean, we love first time winners, and then like I said, you've been up there, you've been so close, and so yeah, to break through is always a really good feeling, and of course to get there right at the edge of the regular season to kick off the playoffs. Obviously, you're locked in. You actually jumped 5 spots in the points to 4th at the end of the regular season before we kick off those final 4 races, man. So Yeah, I mean, to say floor is yours here. Any thanks, shout outs, just, yeah, whatever you got, man. All you.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's good momentum for going in the playoffs, especially for the whole Roswell team. I especially got to thank them, but Jim, listen, Jack, being the fuel pig, he's the true hero there at the end, making sure we all had enough fuel for the end. And even Jacob, listen, he ain't part of us, but him being on board with our strategy and everything, pitting with us and going with us, did an amazing job. I like to thank everybody watching this. I mean, if it wasn't for the fans and everything, it's amazing. Karen, I know her and Caitlin run this chat, I think, on YouTube. Them two, they go back and forth all the time. And especially got to thank Caitlin, my wife, love her to death. She's on board, Cincy. If you need anything, any type of smell good stuff, hey, go check her out. Scan that QR code. I'd like to thank y'all guys, Green White Checker, putting us on Area 51, 4D Racewear, Whiplash Sim Cams. I mean, this league's amazing, and everybody else who drives in this league, everybody does a wonderful job.
Yeah, you did that like a pro, Matt. So, Ryan, I'll say we'll let you go celebrate with everybody. But yeah, great job, and looking forward to see you go after that playoff, go for that championship as well. So enjoy this one, and I'm sure we'll see you back to business as usual in just a little bit of time there. So yeah, congrats again, man.
All right, thank you.
All right, Matt, that is our race winner. Say we'll finish up the burnouts here so we can get a nice view of that as well. So let's say that way they can rewatch it and see it one more time. But man, yeah, caution free. Like I said, unfortunately, a couple of guys just not the luck they were looking for. I say Corey, obviously not the great ending for the regular season he was hoping for. However, I can tell you he still is in the playoffs, and so with that, I'm going to go through our top 12 in the points. I don't have a graphic up because I wasn't able to prep one quick enough. However, our regular season champion is Bud Steele by 1 point over Dude Conrad. Eric Laurie was third in points, 2 points off the lead. Ryan Decker jumped all the way up to fourth in points, 3 points off the lead. So, and then fifth in points, all the way back in fifth, Rick Sanchez, a whopping 5 points out of the lead. So after those 7 races we had, again, the 7 races that counted, 5 points separated first and fifth. And like I said, it was literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 5 between those top 5. So those are the top 5 in the playoffs. 6th is going to be Patrick Groover. Jason Bogart as well locks himself in 7th. Corey Buskirk 8th. Brendan Briggs will be in 9th. Jim Brooks top 10 in the points there. Seth Groover as well with his brother will be in the playoffs in 11th. And the last spot will be going to Vicente Guerrero in that 12th position. So those are going to be our 12 playoff drivers coming up in, I believe, a week's time, might be 2 weeks' time. So again, with unfortunately the DDoS issue and all that with iRacing, it pushed the Sunday series back. So we might adjust schedules so that way both series finish a little bit closer together. That'll be for the admins to figure out. So potentially off next week, or might be back next week. However, like I mentioned, Tuesday night, Thursday night, we're off. Don't have any broadcasters available, and definitely want to show you the great racing that we have with the league here. So, Matt, that was a lot of fun. First time winners, always a blast.
You know, that was probably the best races I watched all year. I'm not even joking.
It was a good one.
Yeah, with the Indies, the IndyCar were still out the window. This was a really good one. This one was full of drama, fuel strategies. Some people had bad nights, but don't worry. As you usually say, there's always next week, but you can always recover.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. I mean, and even if the guys that are in the top 12, I mean, they're still going to be going for race wins, or like we saw, like again, Jack Walls. I mean, I don't think we can just shout him out enough as well for the Roswell guys. I mean, he said, you know what, I'm gonna be the one to to take the hit for the team because we want to be able to get a team win, and so they did that. Yeah. And I mean, they finished. Let's say, let me get the right ticker up here. They finished first, third, fourth, and fifth due to the work that Jack Walls did.
That's awesome. So, that's a boot knocker finish type deal.
Exactly right. No, it was a great job by those guys. And then again, I mean, it was a great finish at the end for that second pack. Adam, Dude, Rick, Everett, and Eric. Those guys were dicing them because it's like, okay, we're not going to win this race, but I still want to finish the best I can finish. And so Adam was able
Right.
to get the best of those in 6. So there's always something to race for. It's a lot of fun. Matt, as always, definitely appreciate everything you do for us and for the league. And yeah, everybody that's watching, like they were saying, Mama Groover, Caitlin, Iker, us, all you guys, really appreciate everybody watching, supporting us here on Green White Checker TV, supporting Area 51. It means a lot. It makes it a lot easier to do as well with all the support and everything too. So with that, like I said, we'll be back in a week's time. We'll be off Tuesday, Thursday. So apologies, but yeah, unfortunately, the real life taking priority there. So have a wonderful evening. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you all next week. Have a good night.